Piano Jam. Piano Jam is a group piano class that rocks. It's for ages 7 to adult. Let's jump right into it. About Piano Jam. Piano Jam is a 60-minute group piano class that allows kids to perform as an all-keyboard rock band. Kids are taught the practical skills needed to play pop and rock songs from a chord chart and improvise in a jam session. Students are strongly encouraged to practice, but it's fine if they don't. They can still be in the band. There are 4 separate tracks in the program that can accommodate both the complete beginner or the child that's not practicing that much. And then the 4th track is the most advanced track, and that's for kids that are ambitious and are practicing. This all exists within a single song. Children who practice will simply play the more advanced parts. It's that simple. So a child maybe spends a few weeks playing piano 1 and they become frustrated. They look at the student next to them and they want to play that cool sounding part. The only way they can achieve that is by at-home practice. So that desire to excel and to grow as a musician only comes from the child. There's not going to be any external pressure from the teacher for the child to move to that next level. Piano Jam includes songbooks, operations manual, drum, bass, and guitar music for accompaniment, backing tracks for the class, for the classroom and in concert, and then marketing materials. So we're taking a look here at song 1 from the program. We can see here that we're looking at the verse. So each song has a verse and a chorus. Piano 1, to the left we can't see the number. To the left it says piano 1. It's just blocked off here, but the top 2 lines is piano 1, piano 2, piano 3, and at the bottom is piano 4. Piano 1 is typically chords only. So you see up here in the treble clef, it's rhythmic notation. You see with a flat note head indicates the rhythm. Students are taught a very simple formula as to how to figure out these major and minor chords. Students are initially taught just to play it as a dyad that allows them to get the chord up and allows them to participate really within just maybe 30 to 60 seconds. The child can put that dyad together, and then as they progress, they fill out the full chord and then play the left hand bass part. Piano 2, it's identical to piano 1, but there's a little more bass movement now, and that's written out. The student doesn't know how to read this. Well, there's exercises before each song that introduce these different notes for reading. And then piano 3, there's the melody line of the song. And piano 4 is for improvisation. It shows the notes for how to improvise, and here's some tips here on how the student can improvise. Now we're looking at the chorus, a little more of a challenging part. Typically in each Piano Jam song, one section is easier and one is harder. Now you can see to the left, piano 1, piano 2. And also you'll notice that it does mark finger positions. That's one thing that the teacher really needs to emphasize is proper finger movement, because that allows the child to not look at their hands while they're playing. A big part of the teaching for this is as kids learn section, they practice it with their eyes closed, and they love that challenge of it. And I really believe that by playing with your eyes closed, you really feel the music better, and you can, your hands are then forced to really get comfortable with those positions. So that's just kind of looking here at the score. Oh, also you'll see piano 4 here in the chorus. Now we see chord inversions. So you might have an advanced, so like during the verse, the piano 4 is just talking about improvisation. So that means that if there's a 4th student who's playing the advanced parts, they're going to play the piano 3 part, most likely during the verse. And then they're going to either continue on with the melody, but if there's another student doubling that melody, the piano 4 student can break off in the piano 4, play these chord inversions, and then that student will improvise on the 3rd pass of the song. Okay, now we're taking a look at the operations manual. This talks about the teaching philosophy of the program, the philosophy being PNR, Play it, name it, read it. So the teacher goes to the students and says, here's, guys, I want you to play these two notes. These two notes, these are called, they're the first two notes of a C major chord. And here's the chord written on the page. Same with the melody. Guys, you piano 4 person, I want piano 3, I want you to play this melody. And they just show them 3 or 4 notes of the melody. The kid plays it back. Good. These notes are C, E, D, and F. And here they are on the page. So they always play it at first, they then give it a name, and then they learn how to read it. Here's how chords are taught. This is talking about how to build a basic triad. I talked a little bit about that. So it says it's a D minor chord. The kids are taught a rule. The rule is, in the case of D minor, to build a D minor chord, you're going to count 3, count 4, meaning count 3 half steps, count 4 half steps. And that's the basic formula to building a minor chord. You'll see more of that in the manual. And then there's like that big kind of diamond shape down in the bass. It just means, hey, you got to like figure out what you're going to play there, kid. You're going to play it as a whole note. Ideally, the most ideal thing to do would be to play just the root note D. So it really allows the student to kind of put their own twist on it. Maybe the student feels like, no, I'm playing a little higher up. I'm gonna play the root and the fifth in the left hand, or maybe I'll play a full dyad as well in my left hand. That one's just gonna be a whole note, but my right hand's gonna just kind of pump away and play those quarter notes. Here's the figuring out chords, the count 4, count 3 idea, and the kids get this right away. The first class, they can pretty much play any major or minor chord. And here's each section of the manual. You see there's different teaching tips. So it says here that piano 4 is the most advanced part of the music. During the verse, piano 4 will improvise, but not until the third pass. Talked about that. During the first and second pass, the students will play 2 or 3. So, whoever's going to play the advanced part can either hop on piano 2 or 3. And piano 4 will typically play chord inversions. Here's a teaching tip. Model for the students how you'd like them to improvise. Play at a level that you think is attainable to them. So don't play at a level that you're capable of. That can be intimidating. You want to play in a way where the student goes, wow, that sounds really good. And what he's playing is really simple. Improvise up an octave from the rest of the group. That's going to help the improvised section really cut through the other keyboards. Use a synth or organ sound if playing on a digital keyboard. Piano is fine if that's not an option. One thing that we're not seeing in here is there's also lots of scripts for the teacher. So there's always here's how to do something, here's a teaching tip, and here's a script that you can use. I don't encourage people to memorize the scripts. I just simply want them to become familiar with it and make it their own.